What's up, everyone? Welcome to Unscripted Access, episode 156. I am your host, John Macaluso, joined today by Anthony Taw
Good evening.
and Bremen Milan.
Always keep forgetting to say the Lord, Reverend Milan, but it's fine.
Lord Master Bremen Milan.
Master,
If I intro this, I always say Sir John Macaluso. I don't know why, it just flows really well.
You do say Sir John Macaluso a lot. I've actually never really hung on it because I'm like, oh, okay, and then continue with our lives.
Oh, by the way, John, that top 10 picture, I'll be working on yours next. Just
Okay,
think
cool.
John Solo.
I'm cool with that.
Ooh. Hey, that's segue.
Oh, that's a perfect segue. So, a little unknown movie came out on I guess today is Saturday, so it was yesterday, and it's called Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Have either of you had a chance to see this very unpopular movie yet?
I have a confession to make. That's probably one of the reasons why Game of the Year will be short for me.
Well, if we want blah 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 blah, twisting up my tongue. If what we want to win doesn't win, and it's because of numbers, we can blame Star Wars.
There you go.
No, I mean, I'm gonna assume you haven't seen it yet, Anthony.
I don't think I'll be seeing it for a long while. Oh, I will see it one day, for sure. But it's not an immediate priority right now. Even though for a lot of people, it is such an immediate priority that I think... What was it? If you really wanted to see the world premiere, you went to Los Angeles for the Monday one. And in our local area, I think it was Thursday night.
Yeah, well, I really didn't want to see it that badly. I just happened to... My brother bought tickets. He's like, we're going. I'm like, okay.
Apparently, people really, really, really like it, which is good because, like, with the amount of hype that happened here, it could only have gone two different ways. It was either going to meet people's expectations, or the bubble was going to burst.
Or it could be a bomb, but people liked it anyway.
Yeah, that is true. There could be that Call of Duty effect.
Because Star Wars.
Yeah, it's kind of, that I guess that's like probably the worst one. Is like it's like the Call of Duty thing where people say they like it even though we all know it's a really mediocre game, but people still buy it and quote unquote love it.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean, though. So you never know. I mean, I'll find out later tonight.
The thing is that being Disney, I don't think Disney would have let the Call of Duty thing happen. Because Star Wars was in the dumps for a long while.
Yeah, but Disney's got a lot of... Somehow they have a lot of pull. They can just say, "Hey, remember those other movies? Yeah, forget they ever happened." And people are like,
"Yeah, they did."
Oh, okay.
They did that with the books. Okay, they did that with the really bad books and comics. I know that it's like the only things that exist in the Star Wars universe now are the movies, so prequel and original trilogies. Some games.
It's pretty irritating though when you think about it. Like like other movies or other companies can't go, "Hey, remember those other games or movies? Forget about them." People be like, "No, we remember them to this day."
That's one of the things I mentioned last week was like Disney has the power to go out and say, "Forget about it,"
and I think that's dumb, but whatever. I mean, like I said, I'm not talking about just Star Wars. I'm talking about like all the other movies that they've made, or all these other stuff that's been out there.
The thing is that like for a lot of people, I think for a lot of people, the general public, they know the Star Wars, they know the merchandising, but I don't think they actually read the books or the comics. So I don't think for them it is that much of a loss. I mean, as far as I could tell, think the average person really went out and bought The Force Unleashed and discovered the mediocre foundings of the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, it's just there's I'm just saying there's stuff that you like, which is true. I mean, obviously there's other that goes with games and movies. Anybody could say, "Oh, I didn't like it," but then somebody else watches it, and they might actually like it, even if they're not fans. So I could kind of see that, both ways. But I don't know, just kind of irritating that, and I like Disney too. Don't get me wrong, but just it's simple for them to just go, oh, just forget about what this ugly movie was, and then you're just like, oh, sure, I'll forget about it. But then there's other companies will do that, and they can't. It doesn't work the same way.
Yeah. How do I put this? So see, this is like some of the stuff that Disney owns. So they own Star Wars. They own Marvel. They own one of the world's
Thank God they don't. Thank God they don't own DC.
That would be kind of frightening. But they own one of the world's most lucrative properties, which is the Disney princesses. They made the movie Frozen. They have Pixar. They own ABC. Yeah, Disney owns ABC. That local news channel. That also plays for Sunday morning and afternoon football games. That ABC. So okay. Yeah, Disney is colossal.
Oh well.
So what else is highly anticipated that has to do with Star Wars, just because it airs prior to the movie? Uncharted 4. An Uncharted 4 trailer will play before Star Wars.
No, really? Didn't know that.
Yeah. So, you get the lovely Nathan Drake on the big screen finally. Thankfully, it's not in movie form.
Well,
yeah, let's hope that day never comes.
Well, aren't they making a movie anyway? Heard?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are.
Nah,
Sounds awful.
Yeah, well, any way to make money, I guess. That's the way it works. Any other news, sir?
Oh yeah. So the talk, some of the talk of the town. Oh, go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, it's we can't really say much about Star Wars because none of us have seen it yet.
Yeah,
not that we would anyway. We're trying to stay spoiler free. It's so hard to go anywhere in the internet without having seen that movie because there's spoilers all over the place.
Oh yeah, there's there was a meme going on Facebook that I will not spoil Star. People are gonna spoil Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's gonna get them the web hits. It's gonna get the attention, and what they're gonna do? Oh, you've got some people angry at you. Oh man, what are those angry people gonna do? Go burn your house because you opened your mouth about Star Wars?
Hey man, somebody killed themselves because of certain Star Wars characters. That's some stupid crap, dude.
Okay,
I believe it.
Okay, that is kind of worrying.
Yeah, it actually did happen. I read about it on news. Really? Somebody kills himself because, of a certain character? I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah. This is what this is some of the stuff that can kind of happen when you kind of have a cult following. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I'd say so. There really is no bigger fandom than Star Wars.
Star Wars is huge because Star Wars is one of those few things in life where you can get really nerdy and geeky about it, but at the same time, it can appeal to just about everyone out there. Okay, everyone knows what Star Wars is. Everyone knows what it is.
I'm okay with obviously I'm okay with liking. Obviously, I like it too. I enjoy watching it, but I'm not hardcore. Really, 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 really into it. I'd even join the Jedi religion. No, that is not me. And not for me.
Yeah, but Star Wars, if you said something like World of Warcraft, there's like a negative connotation that surrounds World of Warcraft. It's like, oh man, it's like game that people lost their lives in. But
Nerd City.
It's like Nerd City. But when you say Star Wars, well, everyone knows what Star Wars is. Star Wars has some of the most iconic music in the history of humans, basically, quite literally. So, yeah. You could say Star Wars, and yeah, there's some people that are extremely geeky and nerdy about Star Wars to the point where they're World of Warcraft grade, but at the same time, it appeals to a huge amount of moms, dads, kids, seniors, like everything. It's really rare.
No, like I said, I'm okay if my kid likes Star Wars and stuff like that, but I don't want him to get like I'm sorry to say, like I am a geek too, but not really, really geeky into it. Like, come on, that's a little too much. People go crazy over stuff like that. And it's a crazy world out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is rad. Like Star Wars.
Yeah, like, man, the merchandising is so ridiculous.
It really is.
I don't know if I want to call it out of control, but people want it. So if there's a need, then okay. Yeah, I look forward to seeing the movie. It's just not going to be like this month because, like, freaking at the time we're recording this, it literally officially released like yesterday. So,
Well, I mean, I plan on buying the Battlefront game, but that's just because I want to play it with my brothers and friends and stuff. So it looks fun too.
No, Battlefront's awesome. I dig it. A lot of people don't, but I guess I'm part of the exception or whatever.
Well, if you're a fan of Star Wars, you will like Battlefront.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's a lot like Star Wars Battlefront. I feel was like made in similar spirit to like Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors is not like what I would call a good game, but if you are a big fan of Legend of Zelda, you will like Hyrule Warriors, even though it's not a Legend of Zelda game. So I feel like Battlefront's a similar idea. If you love Star Wars, Battlefront will make you very happy because it feels like the movies.
That's like good example. Example is remember our buddy Bronson with Batman. Like,
that's it's a really good example.
Yeah. Like, Batman wasn't like awesome game. It was good. I liked it, but I was a fan of Batman, so I really liked it. But I mean, I understand the faults, the problems with the game, but I still enjoyed it because I'm a fan. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's move on into something that's arguably the talk of the town right now, and that's Hideo Kojima. He is now working on a solo project with Sony.
No, my dad's doing great, huh?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are looking forward to what this project is as much as I am, but it's going to be rad. Kojima has free reign again, and this has got to be a new IP.
I remember reading something online too about him like joining Del Toro or something, like having Del Toro Studios.
He wants Del Toro. I don't know if Del Toro is gonna come, but Kojima wants him.
Well, I mean, he was all aboard for Silent Hills. That would be pretty interesting if they ended up hammering that out.
That would be awesome if we see a Silent Hill from them. Oh yes. I mean, that's huge news right there. And like I was saying before, and I'm sure everybody said it too. Someone like Hideo Kojima, that's like freaking picking up a #1 draft pick. You gotta pick that guy up. You gotta pick him up. You know what he's capable of. So that's a good move by Sony.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's I'm really looking forward to see what he's got planned because it can't be Metal Gear. So
yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a game similar to Metal Gear, just not called.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
I mean, it's like that's what Kojima has made in the past, or he could do something really different.
That's the beauty about it, which I think is going to be the best thing because now he's not going to be working on any Metal Gear projects, which means he can let loose on some newer ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, instead of just like make another Metal Gear because we said so, it's gonna be like, do whatever you want.
You never know. It could be a better version of Zone Enders, or a mix of both. Oh,
what is Zone Enders?
You never played Zone of Enders?
There's a lot of games I have not played.
I forget the word for it, but it's one of those like games where you like side scroll the screen and shoot stuff, right? Except a lot more cooler than I just sound.
Yeah, no, the way you described it didn't really do it justice there. I mean, I guess the best way, Anthony, is if you ever get a chance, look it up online. Look up a YouTube gameplay of it or something.
Zone of the Enders, giant mech game.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Okay, so there's a reason why I have never heard of it. It's because it was on PlayStation 2, and I have never owned a PlayStation 2.
All right, then. Well, there you go.
It also came out in 2001, so I was really small when that game was out. Zone of the Enders.
It was a good game for its time. I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Kojima, you can do anything you want. I've actually seen various,
yeah, I know.
I've seen various memes on the internet regarding, well, to be honest, they're memes more that Bronson posted onto his Facebook wall. One of which was basically Kojima did not look really well. He looked like he had been recovered from captivity. So
I'm sure he was.
I've seen that picture. Yeah.
So the meme had like basically had like captioning to what he basically based on what he looks. He's like, yes, I've been trapped in the basement, and Sony has liberated me. They'll give me all the '80s movies I want. That kind of one. And the other picture I saw was basically Kojima sitting there, and here's Sony's Andrew Howe sitting next to him with like this Grinch smile. It literally looked like it looks like the Grinch from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, maybe you never know. Maybe because Metal Gear was his creation, and now he can't even keep it. You know what I mean? That could be part of it too.
Yeah, but he can make something new, and everyone will buy it. Well, yeah.
Well, I'd be a wreck too if I lost my work, and I'm the one who created it, but now I can't even go back to it and do it anymore.
The thing is, though, I think Kojima will know that whatever he makes, people will buy it, or at least the first game that he makes out of the post Konami stuff. People will buy it.
I bet you, I'm willing to bet you guys. Well, I'm willing to bet you guys he's gonna try and make a game that will topple what Metal Gear was, just to fucking give the middle finger to Konami.
Oh yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
So speaking of Konami and toppling them, they're actually looking for new developers to help with the next Metal Gear. That was another piece of news I had today.
Exactly, man.
I thought Konami had decided that because they made so much money off slot machines and pachinko machines and spas and whatever else Konami does, that their gaming division was going to get shut down with the exception of their Pro Evolution Soccer stuff.
I bet you it has something to do with knowing that there's still a lot of Metal Gear fans that want to get their hands on Metal Gear games again.
See, the thing is, I actually don't know if those fans are going to keep buying Metal Gear, because in Metal Gear 5, every single time you finish a mission or anything, it always said Kojima Productions or Hideo Kojima game. His name was everywhere in that game whenever you finished anything.
I'm sure they're going to come up with some freaking sly thing where they're like, well, this one's going to be better than the Metal Gear you remember.
Well, I mean, you guys have to keep in mind that casual gaming fans don't follow all of this news and stuff. So, they probably, a lot of people who play Metal Gear probably don't even know who Hideo Kojima is. And
his name is plastered everywhere, but so I think there's a better chance they'll know. It's not like in the case of Cliffy B and Gears of War.
Yeah.
Because it didn't say Cliffy B Productions, and at the end of every act was Cliffy B made this game happen, kind of thing.
That's fair. Yeah, but I mean,
like in Metal Gear 5, all the missions were like kind of where like every mission in Metal Gear 5 was like its own episode, as if you were watching a TV series.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of casual gamers. I don't think are going to really care whether
Plus, there's a new
whether
generation.
Kojima, whether Kojima is or isn't still making Metal Gear games. I mean, we care. That's because we're old and frail Kojima fans. But
what do you mean? Hey, what do you mean old? We're not old and busted. We're the new hotness.
Well, you guys know what I mean. Like they're really gonna be those casual gamers who really don't care who makes the game. If it's got a branding, then that they like, then they're gonna probably go.
Oh yeah, so it's a lot like
it's probably those Call of Duty kids.
It's like those kinds of people that buy. It's like all those kinds of people who buy Apple products regardless of what is said about them.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like, well, if you really think about it, which name is bigger, Metal Gear or Hideo Kojima?
It would be Metal Gear because it's right on the box.
Yeah, exactly. So.
My son will know about Metal Gear.
Unfortunately, this new Metal Gear game is going to sell. Should sell a lot, actually.
No matter what. I'm sure it is, no matter what. But like I said before, my prediction is probably that's what Hideo's going to do. He's going to make something that'll topple that whatever he's created, you know.
Yeah, and it's a PlayStation. It's looking like it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive. So this is exciting. Well, he's working with Sony. It's got to be a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, that might be like part of his contract now, you know.
Well, I mean, when has Sony ever done something for Microsoft? But we'll see. That's something to keep your eye on. It's kind of exciting.
I must say though, I'm digging his new production studio logo.
Yeah, it is. It is. He's always had a lot of style. So.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like the design of his logo for his new studios. I'm like, dude, that's badass.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, that logo. It's kind of high tech and antique at the same time.
It's gonna be a cyberpunk game.
You never know, man. Like I said, it could be something good. At least I'm hoping.
Let's move on. We talked about Metal Gear. Let's talk a little bit about Rocket League. Rocket League has sold 50 million. Hold on,
$50 million.
$50 million, ladies and gentlemen. $50 million. That's not to mention that the game was free for an entire month on PlayStation Plus.
I know, we got it for free.
But but it led to people wanting to buy DLC.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because DLC came out for it.
Rocket League DLC is disgustingly cheap. It's like $3, $4. But I think the sales definitely came from you give it to people for free. People end up getting that PlayStation 4 a little bit after, or they didn't download the game, and then their friends were like, dude, this game is super rad, you need to buy it. And so they go and buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad for those guys. At least they made a hit game. That's cool right there.
Oh yeah, no, Rocket League is an awesome game. Made it on my top 10. I think it was in the higher area. I can't wait to tell Bronson that I ranked it over Batman.
Well, I will say this though, it got me to play a soccer game, sort of.
Yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the thing I've learned about soccer is, obviously, it's not very popular in this country. It gets a little bit of attention during the FIFA World Cup, in which people kind of cheer for the U.S. team, but really, that sport doesn't really exist in this country. But I noticed that it gets a lot better when you add some more intense elements to it, like classic case Super Mario Strikers. It's soccer, but you can tackle people and tackle them into an electric fence. All of a sudden, it's more fun. And then you have the case of Rocket League, where it's basically rocket cars going at high speed, trying to get this gigantic soccer ball into the goal. And so basically, it takes care of... You still have some intense action because you got rocket cars or an electric fence and that kind of stuff, but you also have... What makes soccer really cool to watch is when you finally score a goal.
So, are you saying that Top Gear kind of influenced these guys, you might think?
Oh, yes, there's that, too. See, soccer, kind of boring for the US. How do you make it more exciting? Let's throw in cars, cheap cars, and crash into each other. The problem is that sport won't last very long because one collision will take out a car pretty easily.
For those who didn't get a chance to watch the Top Gear UK, they sort of kind of did the Rocket League type soccer with cars.
Well, it should be noted real quick, guys, that Rocket League is actually a sequel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to a really unknown original Xbox game, I believe. I can't remember the title because it's really, really long and hard to remember. But like Rocket,
here we go.
Something.
Supersonic or acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars.
There you go.
Holy but Jesus, that's a freaking title.
That's it.
Which is a very self-explanatory game. It's missing the sports in the title.
Yeah.
So Anthony, are we saying, when you were mentioning all the stuff that makes soccer fun, are you suggesting we put electric fences and be able to tackle people in soccer? That would be kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what he's suggesting, because I would agree with that.
And explosive attacks and stuff. I would watch that soccer game.
So basically, combine the concept of taking cheap, small, cheerful cars, throw in a giant soccer ball, put jet afterburners on the back of these little cars, put an electric fence around, so if you crash into them, your whole car is electrocuted and explodes.
Dude, why is ESPN not picking up on this? This could be a new sport. We could totally sell this.
Gratuitous destruction.
Yeah, the only kind of destruction there should be.
Be better than Demolition Derby.
We should do that while blowing off like a bajillion fireworks and all that stuff too.
America.
Yes, Americans like explosives.
That's why I said America.
Fireworks, lots of fireworks.
Yeah.
And crashes. Crashes
too. If they reinvent soccer to that kind of form, I will be watching it.
Well, considering the success of Rocket League and, Super Mario Strikers on the GameCube, yeah.
Now you can truly say, I am a soccer fan.
Yeah, when you're outside the country, you're going to have to change that to football. Because yeah.
Yeah, no.
But Rocket League's awesome.
They should make a real Rocket League.
That would be really expensive.
Yeah, every time a car uses boost into another car, somebody would die.
Well, who said that there had to be people in the car? They could be remote controlled.
Aha!
I don't know. I kind of like the danger of knowing there's a human being in there.
Stronger impact.
Could you?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Remember how most sports is injury reports? There'll be so much injury reports.
Well, at least it keeps the commentator talking. It keeps people talking. Just this person's injured. This person's injured. Quick injury report. Injury report. Oh man, that guy's out. This is gonna really affect the team. Can we get another injury report? Is he questionable? Is he coming back? We need to probe his medical records right now.
Hang on. Jim. Yeah, Jim. Sorry about that. So the report says, he did.
He did. This just in, there was another injury right after I finished first injury report.
Yes, Mitchell.
That would be.
He says we're gonna go down to Mitchell right now. It's for a team report. Yeah, so the team report is that the driver was carried into the locker room and his report that he is dead. Well, thank you, Mitchell. And now we're gonna take back.
All right, guys. We'll be back after this commercial break.
That would be What a hell of a sport!
And then replay the kaboom that happened. In
you're gonna do it like
slow-mo.
they're gonna do it like 8 times.
Yeah,
It's slow-mo kaboom.
it's like instant replay of what happened. Oh my god, we just thought of an awesome sport.
We can make millions or lose millions. Probably lose.
Probably. In addition to legal issues.
So,
but
let's
anyway,
go ahead.
So they made $50 million on a budget of only $10 million.
Damn.
Which is pretty darn
That's
fantastic
pretty
because that just kind of goes back to, look, you don't need to spend like a Hollywood budget to make your game likable and good. Because, you know, it like freaking, you could like pour all the money you want and then you would just get like a piece of mediocrity like Dragon Age.
I really didn't think Dragon Age was that bad.
It's a good-ish game in my opinion. It's just, I mean,
okay, I kind of just thought last
Resident Evil
year
6,
was an awful year.
Resident Evil 6, that's a better example. You could dump like all the money you want, like in Resident Evil 6, but that doesn't exactly good. Like with video games, you can't just throw money to solve a problem. I mean, throwing money can solve some problems, but it won't solve all problems.
All right, then.
No, I mean, I agree. Just look at Undertale.
Undertale. What about Undertale?
Is that a serious question? Undertale's an amazing game. The reason it wasn't on my top 10 is because I didn't finish it.
I've never really played it, and I don't know. The artwork kind of bothers me. So
everyone says it's amazing.
I forgot you move ahead with the times. You guys don't like old looking games.
Well, it's more like I don't have time to finish it in time for tonight's argument.
Yeah, I didn't have time to finish it before my Game of the Year stuff either.
It's like, well, everyone likes it. You like it. Tori is ecstatic about it. Bronson really likes it. You know, lots of people like it.
I'm sorry, but a game's got to catch me more than just gameplay. It's got to catch me visually too.
What? No, the game. Everything about that game is really good.
I don't know. I'll look. I'll still look into it, but I mean, it's not in my top 10 though.
Yeah, well, it's also not in my top 10 because I didn't finish it. I won't put a game on my top 10 if I haven't finished it.
Yeah, see, for me, when I like think of games like in my top 10, it's like, did I play enough to have a really good idea about what it is? Like, you know, two-thirds through a game, you usually will have a really good idea. So that's usually my guideline.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, everyone likes Undertale. It's only $10. It's short, but it is one of those. It's an awesome short game. So, but I don't know. I just haven't really had the interest in clicking buy now and play it for 6 hours, because I think that's how long it is. You could play it in a single afternoon.
Oh, really? I must be close to beating it then.
It's not very long.
4 or 5 hours in.
Yeah,
what
it's not very long.
Isn't it like first person or something like that? That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's like it's a JRPG that has first person combat, which turns out okay when you play through the actual combat and stuff. But it's good. It's a good game. Just it's one thing hearing it from Bronson, but it's a whole nother hearing it from me. So just take my word for it.
Gotcha.
You know what else I hope is a good game? Kingdom Hearts 3, which just had a trailer come out the other day. Have you guys seen it yet?
Actually, I know nothing about Kingdom Hearts, so it didn't really. No, I haven't seen it yet.
I have not seen it as well.
Yeah, well, it's literally there's like 2 minutes of gameplay, Followed by a lot, or not followed by, before that comes on, you have to watch like a 10-minute trailer of freaking Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
What?
2.8 prologue, epilogue, whatever the third word in the title is.
And it's all it is
2.85
an HD
is
version.
coming out too. Yeah, they're
it's
gonna
all
do
it is HD of Dream Drop Distance.
It's like they've done 2.5, they're going to 2.8. Okay, what's next? 2.85. The missing chapter.
It's gonna be 4 years just for them to get 2.9.
You know, and you know what? And I wouldn't be surprised, because I also read that members of the Kingdom Hearts 3 team are lending assistance to the Final Fantasy VII remake. So you get a video that shows that they're making progress, that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to exist, but their team is kind of providing assistance to another game that is on its way to trying to exist. It was some Final Fantasy game. I forgot if it was 15 or 7 remake. I think it's 7 remake. Yep.
What the hell?
Square Enix, where Deus Ex and Tomb Raider pay the bills for Final Fantasy.
Why? They're ruining Final Fantasy VII. I'm calling it here. It's not going to be that great.
I feel like a lot of people, like it's going to be a very, very different game. I noticed, because I look at PS1 footage of the game, and then I look at remake footage. So basically, that one little basic cutscene that you had in the original game is now its own glorified movie sequence.
You know what, though? I feel like they should just go back to their roots.
They're not going to do that. Roots are for old people that want to go bankrupt.
No, I mean, you know what I mean is like, because you know how Final Fantasy got started and Final Fantasy got popular it was they were doing the old medieval stuff, not this new crap.
Oh, the techie stuff.
Okay, well, 13 proved that people want techie stuff, and Final Fantasy VII Remake and intense number of sales that generated over its lifetime also says that tech is the future. And I guess there's Final Fantasy 14 that goes back medieval, but that's an MMO.
Well, I'm not talking about, because you notice how they did it, like in the Final Fantasy world, the difference between that world and the, let's say, the Western RPG type world is, with the Final Fantasy set that I noticed back then was they had the airships, they had the Magitech armor, stuff like that. It doesn't have to be like full on tech stuff.
Yeah, I think they'll just say, well, Final Fantasy VII money, make a corp.
No, I know. Now it's their cash cow, so whatever.
Yeah. I don't.
It's not even a remake anymore. It's like a whole different game.
It's a whole different game. Like I said, I thought is like the only thing left that is actually true to the original Final Fantasy VII, the story concept. Because even, like I said, that one basic cutscene compared to the original and the remake is now its own giant movie sequence. I think the combat system is different. The composer is different. This game could be very, very different, save for the basic story.
I guess the only way we'll find out is when it comes out.
Earthdeath is now remade to glorious 1080p perfection, and you will cry.
Well, I will kind of cry because I'm going to see Tifa in glorified HD 4K movies.
Oh, also depends how long they drag out that scene, because if they drag out that death scene too long, I think it could lose its effect.
I can already tell. I already feel like it's going to be like way over dramatic.
Well, the thing is that Final Fantasy has always had this really pompous quality about it, which I guess is one of its appeal, because like in the world of Final Fantasy, nothing is ever really simple. Like Final Fantasy 14, like in 13, you couldn't understand the story until at least 6 hours in, and even then you were barely understanding, like a teaspoon of it. In Final Fantasy XIV, you can understand the story, but they use such glorified English words that you have to pull out your dictionary or your thesaurus for some help understanding what they're talking about. And then, of course, nothing about the main Final Fantasy games has ever been simple when it comes to their CG sequences. They will detail stuff that you're not even looking at. You know that background, that wall over there? Yeah, they made sure that tile texture is authentic. I don't know. I'm not excited. I'm not excited about it, which that's kind of a good. I have no memories of Final Fantasy VII, which is probably good because I'm not going to really be that disappointed unless I start listening to fans and they get too excited. Then yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna still buy that game when it comes out just to see what it's like to play it all over again in that version. But I'm not gonna expect like this big thing out of it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, I'm only gonna expect the big Jitfa in that game.
God damn it, Bremen.
That's right.
That is actually all the news I have, guys.
Okay.
So, do you guys have anything?
Yes. So the last and final Super Smash Bros. Presentation was given.
Oh yeah, that's right. Totally forgot.
There's going to be new characters. So they put out the bundle with Cloud, but there's actually going to be 2 more characters. One of which I'm really happy about. The other one I am really tired about.
I already know what you're gonna say.
Yes. Oh. So they announced Bayonetta, which is freaking awesome. I wish they put it under.
Our resident guy who loves Bayonetta is really stoked about it.
Bronzonetta.
Yep. His new main character too in Smash now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Who is
the other character?
The other character is another Fire Emblem character. It's from Fire Emblem Fates. I forgot his name. Don't know what his role is, but I'm guessing it's one of the main characters. But it's another Fire Emblem character, and that's all I really needed to know before I'm just like, really? Again? Just stop. And they are stopping. It's just I'm like, of all the ones you could pick, like if they threw in Wonder Red, that would have been fantastic. If they threw in another Zelda character, okay. If they threw in another Kirby character, great, fantastic. Another Fire Emblem character, really. It's like, what do you have now? You have Ike, Marth, Lucina, Robin, Roy, and the new guy. That's 6 of them.
So we call it Super Smash Fire Emblem.
That's awful.
Super Smash Fire Emblem Brothers. Oh man.
Or to make it sound like the times, or kind of retro, you go Super Smash Fire Emblem Brother.
What?
No.
What? I lost you.
The title will be Super Smash Fire Emblem Brother.
Oh man.
I don't get that one, and I don't think it's good if I don't get it.
Okay.
I mean, I think I'll mildly get it, but meh. But yeah, there's another Fire Emblem character, and I'm just like, well, I guess they are promoting their new Fire Emblem Fates, but I don't know if they need to do that considering the last one sold like crazy, and I currently cannot order a special edition of the new Fire Emblem, which comes with that 3-game cartridge, because they're all gone already. Because Nintendo doesn't know how to stock popular things that isn't Mario or Zelda.
Or they do. Because they're trying to get you to go, damn it, I want it, now I can't have it, I gotta wait. Then when it comes out, you'll be right onto it.
Well, no, like I want to pre-order the special edition. They already got me. I want to buy the special edition, and I'll happily pay like the $80. what was it, $60 or $80? $80?
I think it was 80, yeah.
Yeah, I would happily pay the $80. They don't need to, do the whole stupid, we're gonna create artificial supply. No, they don't need to do that. No, because you know what happened with the amiibos? They didn't make enough. Everyone desperately wanted one, and by the time they did make enough, no one cared anymore. Okay,
I don't know what Nintendo's who's Nintendo's business strategy guy for that one.
I really don't know either, okay? Apparently, Nintendo's wealthy enough to own the Seattle Mariners baseball team, but they sure as heck don't know how to make more amiibos because, dear goodness, that stuff was on the rage last year and early in the year. I wanted an amiibo, but I waited so long that I forgot that I wanted it and wanted certain amiibos. And then when they made more amiibos, people didn't care anymore. So basically, they just shot themselves. Are they trying to create artificial demand? Well, you had it for a month, but then because you didn't capitalize on this supposedly artificial demand, nobody's buying an amiibo anymore. Or they are, but it's just, the fans instead of, the entire internet wanting one. And now they can't make enough Fire Emblem stuff, which, okay, with Awakening, that made sense. When Fire Emblem Awakening was about to come out, Fire Emblem hadn't existed in the US since the DS remake Shadow Dragon, even though that was a remake of the original Fire Emblem game, so it's okay, that's not really quite, that's not a new release. And before that, it was Radiant Dawn, and that was freaking 08 or something like that, so it was a really long time. So Awakening being in short supply on the day it came out,
Anthony,
that made sense.
You lost me on that one. I'm totally lost.
Okay, so Fire Emblem Awakening was the 3DS game that came out in
2000. It's okay, you don't have to explain it, buddy.
Okay, so Fire Emblem Awakening came out in 3DS and it was a huge hit, but it was in short supply. But that one I understand, because before that, the last Fire Emblem game that existed was on the Nintendo DS, and it was a remake of the original Fire Emblem game that came out in the 80s. That did not sell well, because the second remake they did on the DS didn't come to the US, so I thought Fire Emblem was going to die. And, Fire Emblem will be known in the US as nothing more than a bunch of OP Smash characters. And before the DS remake, the last new Fire Emblem game that came out in the US was on the Wii in 2008. It was Radiant Dawn. So, Fire Emblem was never that big of a seller. So I thought, it could potentially die in the US. And then Awakening came out on the 3DS a few years ago, and it was a huge hit.
Fantastic.
Yes, it was a huge, and it not only was it an amazing game, but people bought it. So Fire Emblem's on its way up now. There's an excessive amount of Smash characters again. All of them OP. And
them counters.
Encounters, and I'm a bit of a loss why they can't just make more special editions of this new Fire Emblem game, because freaking with Pokemon, I never really cared. I just bought one version and then the special third version. Okay, so it would be Sapphire Emerald. Okay, I did that, and then I only bought one copy. I didn't buy both colors of Pokemon. I didn't buy both X and Y. I only bought X, that kind of stuff. But with Fire Emblem, it's oh yeah, I'll totally give you my $80 so I can own. I mean, I was yeah, I will happily spend $80 just to get both versions, just because Fire Emblem's that awesome, and I want both stories. And I found out Special Edition, which has 3 versions, and then I found out you can't get it because they're gone. Supposedly, they were sold out within 20 minutes of the Nintendo Direct announcement. Did Nintendo only stock up only 1,000 of them or something?
Well, let's just leave it as Nintendo just have a bad strategy when it comes to selling shit.
Nintendo just being Nintendo.
They think everyone will, buy a Wii U at PS4 rates or whatever, but they don't think Fire Emblem will sell. I don't know. They lived in their own little world. But they got a baseball team.
Hey!
Hooray.
Seattle Mariners fit. Oh my goodness. I don't even. When I found that, I'm wait, Nintendo actually owns a baseball team? Granted, they have a American CEO handle that baseball team, but technically the team does belong to Nintendo of America, and I'm well, if you ever are in need of cash, you know what to get rid of, Nintendo, because, games? Yeah, Yeah. PS4 is completely destroying the Xbox One, and the Xbox One is fighting for its life right now.
Wait, really? I didn't hear that news.
Well, the PS4 is selling like crazy. The Xbox One's trying really hard, but can't keep up still.
That's kind of odd. Like, what's out for PS4 that's making people want to get it?
Well, you have the bad publicity of the Xbox One before both of them even came out. PS4 has... The Xbox One is more of an exclusives system now than the PS4, despite a lot of multiplats. PS4 is also... PS4 is also more powerful, and PlayStation is more recognized around the world.
And also, that could be, I'm guessing, and this is just me guessing, probably because most people, who has friends already own a PS4 and they want to play with their friends and they go to PS4.
Yeah. Like, all my multiplats are on the PS4. The Xbox One's just my exclusive systems because the only two games I have on it is Forza and Halo.
I actually, you know what? I gotta be honest with that too, yeah. I play my PS4 more than I do my Xbox One. In fact, the only time I'm playing my Xbox One was when I just kind of forced myself to buy Fallout 4 for Xbox One.
Yeah. Like, one of the first things I would say to Microsoft guys is, now that you have fixed you've made your interface less awful, make the system smaller, because the more powerful PS4 is smaller than the Xbox One and doesn't come with its own giant power brick.
That is very true.
It's like, I understand that my PS4 sounds like a freaking a wheezing laptop at full speed, and it's kind of loud with fan noise, but I also understand most people don't play their PS4s on their desk like I do. And at the same time, the PS4 has an integrated power supply, whereas the Xbox One has a giant power brick sitting on my floor right now.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't able to bring the Xbox One during our trip. Even though we already agreed on PS4, but if I wanted to, I couldn't bring it because that's a extra friggin' big ass power cord.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't figured that out yet. So what do you need to power
I will say this though, my Xbox One is getting some playtime or some use, as my TV.
Well, as TV,
as my TV, cable box.
Yeah, I don't have a cable box hooked up, so for me that functionality is null.
So, I mean, that I'll give them credit for. Media-wise, they're great. But, like, games, it's like I'm always ending up playing my PS4.
Yeah, PS4 is easier to use. You can actually get stuff running on the PS4 a little bit. Like on the Xbox One, I feel like setting up Twitch is a bit more of a pain. Because on the Xbox One, the way they designed it, everything is its own little special program. Would you like a Blu-ray player? You actually have to download the app to make the Blu-ray player play movies.
I did not know that, and thank goodness you said that, because I might have to do that sooner or later.
Yep, you also have to download a separate app for... There's like a separate app for everything. In fact, I think the only things that I noticed that wasn't its own special app download was, playing games, off the disc, and TV. That's it.
Another thing that I noticed too with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, the difference there is, how you do the updates and you download stuff on it. It's a lot easier to find them on PS4. On Xbox One, I had to freaking dig to find where the hell I downloaded shit.
It's like the Xbox One interface is halfway between the PS4 and Wii U. Because it's like in the Wii U, everything was literally its own program. Because if you wanted to change the system settings, you have to launch a separate program or whatever. On the Xbox One, it's the same thing, just not as slow. And Twitch is its own separate thing, whereas on the PS4, they actually thought ahead and made it its own integration into the operating system. So setting it up is easy instead of having to launch Snap.
Well, my god, so awful.
Well, I mean, I do like the Snap feature, but I noticed recently, after the new update for the Xbox One, if I snap something, the video is like glitchy.
Okay. That's...
Yeah, I don't know if that's happened to you, John. If you're watching TV while playing a game.
No, I haven't used my Xbox in a very long time. I haven't paid for Xbox Live in a long time.
Damn.
Since, like a week after Halo came out.
Yeah, because I've tried watching like a basketball game while playing Fallout 4. Dude, the basketball game was like really, really jittery, glitchy.
Xbox Weird. One doesn't have enough horsepower for what it wants to do.
Well,
I mean that would make sense.
Because like freaking like the Xbox One, what did they have to do? Like in order to give it more horsepower, they actually had to cut out. It's like, you know what? Yeah, let's give games a little more GPU power because Sony's more powerful, but don't tell them that. So that's why when we found it, because we wanted to use the zoom in feature to stream Halo 5, and the camera didn't work, and then we found out, oh, that's because it's one of those things Microsoft did to try and give as much horsepower to games as possible. And then Sony recently came out and said, you know what, we're going to give you guys the 7th core on the CPU to make our system even more powerful for games.
Oh, I heard about that. Can
you imagine Uncharted 5 now?
Wait, I heard about that. So like, how do we unlock that again, or do they just?
So the game. So basically, it's a software development kit. So that's the stuff the developers use. So the game disc would just tell the system, "Yeah, give me your 7th core now."
Oh, I love that.
And they'll have us. It's basically all seamless in the background. Because can you imagine how terrifying it is if you have your mom and dad thinking, "Ooh, I'm gonna unlock this core and turn it up to 7,000 gigahertz and then set the thing on fire." because everyone knows how to overclock. But no, it's a software thing in the background that will do it automatically.
See, it's stuff like that, man. That makes me like, well, I'm glad I have both systems, and at least I can play like the better versions on a PS4.
Yep. Xbox is like, I think they were like pitching in so hard on Kinect, and well, nobody wants a Kinect, so. Like, Microsoft's just, like, fighting really hard on price now.
Yeah. I think, mostly that's what, I mean, like, as a gamer, I would have all these systems because there's only, certain games that come out on certain systems, like the exclusives. And that's going back to where I told you, Anthony. I'm like, well, the only reason I'd probably buy a Wii U is when the new Zelda comes out,
Which I don't even know if it's going to come out on the Wii U at this point.
Yeah, it might end up coming out to the NX.
Like, it could come out. It could be the Twilight Princess thing where it comes out so late that it ends up being on both systems, and you would, why not just buy the NX at that point?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Twilight Princess, they delayed it so they could put it on the Wii. Granted, they had to flip everything because people are right-handed and Link is naturally left-handed, so that happened. But the Wii version came out. And it came out first, so everyone remembers the Wii version, and the GameCube version just, well, the Wii's out, so,
Yeah, like...
You bought the GameCube version because you didn't get the Wii.
Like that was it, the Xeno something game for the Wii U?
Xenoblade.
Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles X, yeah.
I would love to play that, but I'm not going to freaking totally buy a Wii U if there's going to be a new system anyway.
At this point, the Wii U needs another price cut because it's aged now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We are running out of time. So, Anthony, do we have any comments?
Please wait. Comments are loading. Doo-doo.
Wow, that's one of the comments.
No, I'm trying to simulate a phone computer messenger system. For comments, press 1. For hate mail, press 2. To hear your voicemail, press 3.
Why do we even bother with hate mail?
Because the internet. Press pound to repeat.
Like, why the hell would I even bother to listen to
that is
people
not a
that hate
response.
my shit?
There are no comments.
All right, you guys need to talk to us because we're talking to you. We like hearing from you guys. So, anything else, gentlemen, before we close out the show?
You can get an Xbox One for $300.
Or you can get a PlayStation 4. Hey.
Also $300, right?
Like,
yeah, it should
like
be.
right after.
Man, that price cut.
It's funny though, because right after we were like been talking down on the Xbox, we're like, yeah, you should get an Xbox One.
Well, I was just mentioning price because I saw a little news blip of Xbox One holiday deal, and then I checked, and it's like $300.
You know, what's funny is I might actually want to get one, but only for my mom to use it for the TV, so she can just use voice commands.
Yeah, that's the one thing that the Xbox has that's better is the voice commands.
Actually, I think the PlayStation is $350. I'm sorry, it was at $400 and went to $350. Xbox One, you can get one for $300.
Oh, okay. So I'll just pay the extra $50 for a better system.
Pay $50 for more power. Kojima's on board on Sony. You should buy a PS4.
Well, especially now after you said that they're gonna do like that one where they unlock the extra, hard drive or whatever.
Yeah, that was the rumor, which hasn't been confirmed. So PS4 is now more. I think they're doing that to combat DirectX 12 because that's supposedly like one of the small things that will make Xbox One a little bit better, a little bit more powerful, or a little more useful.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But there are no comments. You may now hang up.
Okay.
All right. I'm assuming that means time to close out. So thanks for joining us today, everyone. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, all of the social media shebangs, and prepare for our Game of the Year stuff, as I said last week.
When we ask you to follow us, does it mean stalk us?
It means only stalk Bremen. And
unless you're hot women.
So everybody stalk Bremen. We don't hate or discriminate. We don't care what you look like, what you like. Just stalk Bremen.
As long as they're hot women.
Then you made me lose my train of thought, Bremen. God damn it. I guess that's it. Stay tuned for some Game of the Year stuff because it's definitely coming your way. In fact, right after this, the battle will commence. Pretty much just everyone versus Bronson. And we will catch you guys next week. So we'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Laters.